Man, new videos for the new season. Let's go. We're back. Season 2, coast to coast with my man Kevin Sweeney. He's now officially Sports Illustrated hired, ladies and gentlemen. Round of applause for that to start the show. Round of applause.
Man, I remember vividly the first time we did the show, and it was like you had me waking up at like 6 a.m. or something crazy. We were doing it super early. I was doing it for my college dorm. I was doing it before class in the morning. And look, here we are 1 year later, less than a year later. And I'm doing the SI. You're crushing the game. So it's good to be back. Good for a hopefully much more normal season.
Yeah.
And lots of good content to come. So excited about it.
Yeah, excited about it. Exciting new things from all of us. I'm out of the basement, no longer living. We have our own house. We purchased a home. God is good.
That's big. That's bigger than a job. I'll tell you that.
That is bigger. That is bigger. Yes, God has been good. We got a lot of great things. Got our first. My wife and I started a company called Uprise Athletics Group. We got our first MTE, the Rising Coaches Classic, that's going down November 11th through the 14th, first week of the season in Charleston, South Carolina. We have Lipscomb, we have Loyola, Maryland, we have College of Charleston and South Carolina State. So, yeah, getting in the game a little bit, doing some new endeavors. Got new shows on All Access. Can't wait. Going from 5 shows to 10 different shows on the network. So, yeah, going down. We got some more news coming later, but most importantly, we got the Mean Green back-to-back champions, assistant coach, one of the men behind the magic. Doesn't probably get enough credit for what he does behind the scenes to make this thing happen. Family member of mine, one of the best human beings in the business, and he's not just a recruiter. The dude can coach. He knows basketball. He coaches some international basketball as well with his home country, with Jerome Tang from Baylor, and can't say enough about what this man has done in the industry, and recruited the back-to-back, I guess, what do you say, one of the best players in the Conference USA, Javion Hamlet.
One of the best players in the country. One of the best players in the country.
Yes, excuse me.
He was outstanding.
Special player, amongst many other things. Reem's won everywhere he's been. He is a married man. He is about his family, and he's about the dudes. If you ever want to know what's going on with UNT, you just need to follow him. His live streams. It may be halftime. It may be before the game. You never know what you're going to. You may get room checks. You're going to get it all with Reem. So we're going to introduce Jareem Dowling, assistant coach at North Texas, to the broadcast. Reem,
what's up, fellas? What's up, fellas? How y'all doing?
We're good, man. We're good. Back-to-back champs, best dressed. They didn't know about you. They didn't know about the best dress. They didn't know about that part.
It's anniversary, man. Just came back from a beautiful anniversary dinner with my wife. We've been married for 3 years. You know, it's the Iverson year for us.
Yeah.
And, I'm happy to fill in for you guys. I figured you guys needed somebody in a costume on Halloween, so y'all got me.
Hey, you're in full costume for sure. I don't know what that is underneath. That's like some Michael Irvin type dress shirt underneath.
This the Dallas feel, man. When you're in Dallas,
okay.
In the DFW area, you gotta have a little swag when you go out.
No doubt. And we got the back-to-back. Did I see the rings on back-to-back conference?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. People think they're the same ring, but they're actually different. One is 2020 and the other one is 2021. So you know how that goes.
Now, most people don't know how that goes. Most people do not. Let's talk about that. I'll open up first question. Back-to-back conference champs. Obviously, you beat Purdue, the number 4 seed in the tournament, in overtime in a gritty game. Beat Western Kentucky the year before in the regular season to win the regular season championship. Then COVID happened. So who knows what kind of run you could have made then. So you didn't get to play in the tournament. And then the next year you follow it up, don't win the regular season championship, but then you beat Western Kentucky again in the championship to go to the tournament. Talk a little bit about the run. What's made this whole thing so special? Talk a little bit about just how you guys have been able to get it done.
The run was special. It's just unbelievable leadership by Coach Mack, Miracle Mack. Put a great staff together from right to left. Everybody on the staff, from Coach Hag, rest in peace. Ross Hodge, our associate head coach. Matt Brow, one of the best young assistants in the country. Ross Hodge should be a head coach already. Our entire support staff, from our GAs like Drew and Jared and It's just a remarkable collection of human beings. And I think Coach Mack, when he puts his staff together, he's more concerned about cohesiveness off the court than is on the court, because once you care about each other off the court, it's easy on the court. And our staff, from a nutritionist, Samantha, to our strength coach, Coach Wright, our trainer, Will Rath, who's been with us for 6 years, it's just a cohesive family group. And our players see how we interact, and it helps our players interact with each other the same way. It makes the process really, really easy.
Yeah, you brought up a special human to me as well. Coach Nelson Haggerty, rest in heaven, rest in power. A tremendous man. He was actually Grant McCaslin's assistant at Midwestern State. My wife was the head volleyball coach there, and I got to know Hag. Competed against him when I was at Abilene Christian when it was still a D2. Was a very close friend of mine. I know he was a special impact in the program. Died tragically in a car accident this past year, unfortunately. And I'll pull up the video of just him in general. But talk a little bit about his impact on the program. I know he was a former head coach that served as you guys' director of ops. Talk a little bit about his impact on the program.
Man, Coach Hag is special, man. I'm be transparent. When he first got hired by Coach Mack, I was kind of intimidated, because I know their history as a staff, and I didn't know if that was like a sign on the wall. You better do better, or you're out the door. I'm just being honest as a human being, but he was just an unbelievable mentor to everybody in the program, from Coach Mack to myself to the players. He was the calm. We always made fun of him. He said he had a velvety voice, because his voice is so soothing. It's like a late night radio show talk host with slow jams. And Coach Hag comes on, and you just feel a sense of calm, and that's what he brought to our program. And he brought belief. He brought understanding. He was able to relay Coach Mack's message to the staff and the players in a different way than nobody else could. Even though Coach Hodge and Coach Mack have a really tight relationship, and it was just a wonderful piece to our puzzle, and it just made us fit. And he's the secret ingredient to us winning back-to-back championship.
Yeah, I'll let Coach. I say Coach. He's a coach now because he's officially hired. Coach Sweeney from Sports Illustrated take it for a little bit.
Yeah, I think the thing that always will jump out to me about the run this past year were the way that you guys were prepared game plan wise for two of the harder guys to guard the country, and Bassey for Western Kentucky, and then obviously the Williams and Edey duo up front for Purdue, and especially at a mid-major program dealing with 7-footers who are so talented and able to dominate the game in the post is not something most teams are able to do very well. It's the reason why Western Kentucky's had so much success. The reason why Purdue has had so much success year over year. Can you speak to the game planning side of things from your staff that allowed you guys to have the success you did this March?
I think the game planning style for our staff is major credit to Coach Mack, because he's confident and secure in himself that he allows his staff to implement their ideas, their belief, and he never shuns anybody's idea around, because he always says to me, I don't know everything. That's why I'm asking. I don't have all the answers. That's why I'm asking. And Ross Hodge is an unbelievable defensive coordinator. I think he can help any NFL team win a Super Bowl. That's how good he is on the defensive side of the ball. And then Matt Brower, he's an offensive genius, and he pitches in on the defensive end, and we just work so well together. We work so well together. Nobody ever feels like they're stepping on each other's toes, and the fact that we're able to tell each other the truth, whether it's good or bad, I think it's a major reason why we have success in championship games, in regular season, because we're truth tellers. We tell each other the truth every day, and we get better because of it. And we tend to reach the goal more often than not.
And after a win like that against Purdue that, changes the perception from the outside of what, a program like North Texas can be, what was the response like from, recruits in particular, especially in a spring where there was just, so many bodies out there to go recruit? What was the response like? Was it different at all knowing, or was it different from kids seeing, oh man, like these guys won an NCAA tournament game? Like it's a little different now. This team can go at the highest level.
Definitely. It was better because we no longer had to introduce ourselves and, say we're a Division I program. Where is North Texas? Everybody had a sense of where we were after that game against Purdue. Probably had over 300 text messages within the first 5 minutes after that game. It was surreal, the feeling that we had as a staff and the moments that we shared behind the scenes that we will cherish forever. It was just unbelievable. And our administration, they put us in a position to be successful. And I know as a staff, we were happy to show them a return on their efforts to our program, and we're thankful for our president, our AD, assistant AD, our SWA, our compliance officer. It's just unbelievable support system we have here, and it's allowed us to be successful on and off the court.
Reem, I'm gonna pull up a video. I don't know if the audio on it will work, but want to talk a little bit about. You said Miracle Mac. I want to talk a little bit about him, and obviously he's the head of the ship, and he's the one that sets the culture. What is it about, Coach? And obviously just got a USA opportunity.
I can get 2 slides as hard as it is. I'm not interested in being average. I don't want to go the path of least resistance. I want to be tough enough to fight over the top. I don't want to win 15 games. Am I clear? I want to win a championship. So you got to go over the top if we're going to win a championship. Zach's got to talk, and he's got to get black and get 2 slides as hard as it is. I'm not interested in being average.
So that's him. That's the man right there. So I was blessed to work with him a little bit at Abilene Christian. For a stretch. People don't even know he was actually at Abilene Christian, but he was as a head coach. And I know he just got the USA thing and to be a USA coach. Obviously, Baylor's had a ton of success. He was a big part of that when he was there. Arkansas State, you were there with him there. Now you're there with him at UNT. What is it about Coach Mack that makes him be able to win? And JUCO won a national championship at Midwestern State, went to back-to-back Elite Eights. What is it about Coach Mack that makes him as good as he is and the rest of the staff?
His belief, man. His belief in people, his belief in the man above, his belief in his family. It just pours so much confidence into you as a player, as a staff member. His belief in just finding ways and finding answers and finding solutions. I've never seen anybody turn over every straw, every rock to see what else can we do to get better. I mean, we probably hear that question every day from Coach Mack in the office. We could all be in our own office separately, and he'll just randomly shout out, what else can we do to get better? What else can we do? I'm open for ideas. Anybody got anything, come in my office. Let me know what you got. Let me see what you got. He just wants to get better and better every day. From the way he dressed to the way he coached. He just finds a way to put his gear together, and he finds a way to put his staff together, and he finds a way to put his teams together. I mean, the guy he got swag and he know what he's doing. He's a well-rounded human being, and it starts for his belief in the man above and his love for his family and his love for his staff and his love for his players and the people that are in the circle, and that's the formula to our success here at North Texas.
Yeah, he's the best. He's an elite human and still treats me as if I'm family and a part of this championship to this day, and I worked for him for 2 months. So that's just kind of how he is. He's treated me like family for a long time. And he also has a high standard of excellence. He knows what he's doing, but like you saw in that video, he's not doing it just to do it. He's doing it at a high level of precision, and so is the rest of the staff. You guys have a special staff, which goes to credit to what you guys have done. I'll let Sweeney ask about this year's team a little bit. And then before you go, we got to get one funny story.
I got you.
So obviously you lose Javion, who is, like I alluded to at the beginning. I mean, this guy was not just a good Conference USA point guard. He was a really good point guard just nationally. And then he proved it against Purdue. He proved it every time you guys went up against, high level opponents, like he could play with them. So even though you replace him, like there's obviously potential here, and you guys showed it on the road in a tough environment in a charity exhibition against Arkansas earlier in the preseason. Can you take me through what this year's group looks like? What separates it from different teams you guys have had at North Texas so far?
Yeah, believe it or not, this team is really, really different, really unique. I think it's the deepest team we've ever had. We have some horses, and that we expect to have big years this year for us. And Reuben Jones, Thomas Bell, Mardrez McBride, Abu, J.J. Murray. Those guys, we expect them to step it up a notch. And we got some new pieces, man, that can really play, man. Tyler Perry, Aaron Scott, Matt Stone, Bryce Affair. We got some new pieces that are really good pieces to what we have. And I think it's a unique team. And I think Coach Mack is still trying to figure out how he's going to use this team. But we're excited about where we're going. We're excited about how we competed in scrimmages and exhibition games. Didn't shoot the ball as well as we wanted to or took care of it. But those are things that we can work on, those are things we can get better on. And we left those 2 scrimmages and exhibition encouraged, but knowing we have a lot of growth to do, which, makes us a very good contending team going into the season.
And what did playing in front of 19,000 people against Arkansas? That's a unique environment to go into for an exhibition game. That's an experience that very few teams get. How valuable was that for your guys? Obviously, again, you didn't shoot it great. You turned it over. Probably understandable given it's October and you're in that environment. Can you talk about what playing in front of that atmosphere did for your guys?
No, it was good. I mean, you got to remember, it's probably been a year and a half since we've played in front of a real crowd, I don't think it was 19,000. They might have sold out the tickets, but probably more like 10, But it was good. It was good. The juices was flowing. The fellas was excited, and I was happy for them to get back to some kind of normalcy with, crowds. And we always love going up to Arkansas and competing against them because we know they'll be one of the better teams in the country at the end of the year. And Coach Mack doesn't like to go to the path of least resistance. He wants to go to the path that you got to earn it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And then you mentioned Tyler Perry. And what does he bring? Obviously, one of the guys that was the most highly touted JUCO guys in the class, and comes into your program. Obviously, a guy who is known as a guy who could really score. Is that what he's done for you guys so far? Obviously, put up 15 in that game against Arkansas.
He's so talented, man. I got an inside joke with him. When he makes a shot, I call him Tyler Perry. When he misses a shot, I call him Medea. Okay, but Matt Brower did a hell of a job recruiting him. He is an unbelievable player, unbelievable feel, with fun-loving personality, a guy that's competitive. He reminds me of a better shooting version of Khalid Al-Amin that played at UConn. He has that wiggle to his game. He's shifty. He's gonna wake the world up pretty early. I think I'll be calling him Tyler Perry a lot more than Medea this year.
You already got the funny story. You can't top that one, so we're gonna leave that one in there. Last thing I'll say: the move to the American. I know it's a year away. Tell us about what that means to the program. Tell us about what that kind of means for recruiting. Obviously, Houston was a major player in that league and one of the best teams in the league. Going to the Big 12 now. Obviously, still really great ones in Memphis, Wichita State, SMU, Tulsa, many others. But what does that mean for North Texas basketball to be now going to the American Conference?
I hope I don't get in trouble for this, but it makes us sexy. You know, honestly, like we're not like a one piece.
Is it kind of like the undershirt that you have on with the suit right now? Is it kind of like that?
Yeah, nah, you know what? Actually, it's probably better, especially with my man Sweeney going to Sports Illustrated. It's really like we're in a bikini now. So, you know, the bikini makes it to the top of Sports Illustrated. So we're really sexy right now, and we're worthy of being on Sports Illustrated right now.
I love it. The swimsuit edition. You can be on the swimsuit edition now.
Absolutely.
I love it. Well, Coach, we'll give you any final words you have. Best of success, best of health. It's really amazing what you guys have done with North Texas to put it. People consider that to be a basketball power with the fact that you guys are winning back-to-back championships. And if you count year one for Mac, you won a championship as well in the postseason tournament. What was that? The CBI championship as well. So you guys have won multiple championships now. The championship expectations are there. Obviously, the league is really good with Western Kentucky, Louisiana Tech, and many others. But you guys are putting North Texas in a different conversation. So congratulations on what you've already done. I know there's more to come. I know Mac. I know Ross. Ross is my main man. I work with him too. Any last words you have before we let you go?
No, man. Really just shout out to our staff, man. Our staff is dope. And like I said, they're dope in real life. They're not like Twitter or Instagram dope like me because they're boring. But outside of that, like they're dope, man. We got Miracle Mac at the helm. We got Rose, you know, and Ross Hodge, and Tommy is. If you ever watch the show Power, I call Matt Brower Tommy, you know, because he's just he goes after it, man. I tell him one thing, I'm Ghost. I tell him one thing, and the next thing you know, he's coming back with a player like Tyler Perry, you know. So Tommy is aggressive, great basketball mind, and
right.
Our staff is dope. You know, we added Dre, who's from Harlem, New York. Most people know Mace, but we know Dre. He's from Harlem, and he's our new ops guy, and he's fun and he's exciting to work with. And you know, we got one of the most positive video operations guy in the country, and Louis Alpha D. Excuse my pronunciation of his last name.
It's his birthday. Make sure you show him some love.
We do a shout out because he's a positive inspiration to our staff every single day. So thank you guys for having me.
Yep.
I was happy that I could fill in, you know, because I know all the other 8 people that you asked didn't want to do it. So B, please take my nieces trick-or-treating and don't eat their candy.
They already went. Right? They already went. We already got that done. Mom's got pictures. I'm sure they'll be on the gram tomorrow. Hers are probably already on the gram. I'm over here doing this with you. First guest. But it was a great Halloween so far. We do have to end with one last video of Jareem before we go. Boy. It only makes sense. Since you're talking about Rose. I won't do any of your room checks or anything like that. But we'll get your Jareem close up.
What's up, man, Green Nation? Want to wish a happy birthday to Rose, the one and only. It's his birthday. Make sure you show him some love. He's the only Rose I know, not Rick Ross, but Rose Ross Hodge.
I mean, it don't get better than that. You got to eat on that note. We got to drop the mic.
Hey, Kevin Sweeney, I'm telling you, man, I'm excited that you followed me on Twitter. I didn't even know that you followed me until the night. Well, I knew I followed you. I just wanted to double check, and then I saw you following me. So that's big time. Congratulations on Sports Illustrated. And don't forget the little people, man. Don't forget the little people.
Not anytime soon. I'll be around. Appreciate you, man.
All right, Reem.
Thanks, man. Appreciate y'all.
Yep, appreciate you, man.
All right.
With the rings at the end.
I love it. Got to have the rings on there, back-to-back champs. There's only one Jareem Dowling. We had to start the year off right and with some strength and some power, and no other way to do it than with a great human and back-to-back champ. I'll let Kevin Sweeney give his closing words, and then we'll be out to the next interview coming soon.
Yeah, I mean, this is gonna be a good team again. You know, I think I'm top 4 in the league. I think that's the expectation when you have a guy like Grant McCaslin who's done it. I mean, I wrote about the rising coaches in college basketball and the names that you should know, and Grant McCaslin is without a doubt one of them. And the guys on that staff, including Jareem Dowling and Ross Hodge and all those dudes, they certainly deserve it as well. So looking forward to seeing them. And like I said, when you push Arkansas on the road in a tough environment in October, it's probably a good sign for February and March. So looking forward to seeing this group, especially with some new look guys.
Yeah, one name we didn't mention, a couple of names we didn't mention is leaving. They lose Zach Simmons, James Reese, 2 starters. Zach Simmons was a 4-year starter, really good anchor for him. Thomas Bell, returning starter, really good player, preseason all-conference player. McBride, also a starter. But the name to keep an eye on, and I'll leave you with this before we go, Reuben Jones. Reuben Jones is taking over the spot for Jamion Hamlet. He's learned in his apprenticeship last year, played a little more off the ball, but he's a bad boy from Houston, Texas, about 6'5", 6'6", playing the point. Really good player. Definitely keep an eye on him for being green. And until next time, see you guys soon.